What's up everyone, it's Danny Gould, Selling Silicon Valley. We're gonna do something a little bit different today. This week, I am in Orlando with my little nieces. We're going to Disney World for the whole week and I'm stoked. Instead of just leaving you hanging and leaving you high and dry and not posting a snapshot, I thought I'd bring your attention to another YouTube channel that I have. And that is a YouTube channel that I've actually had for many years where I talk about real estate investing strategies. I also do real estate market update videos on that channel. Very similar to the Silicon Valley Snapshot, except it's a more national outlook. And not only that, but I cover a variety of different topics. And so what I wanted to bring to you today was a video that I recently shot on the commercial real estate sector. Lots of fascinating things happening in the commercial world. And if you have found snapshots interesting, I'm sure that you're gonna find this video particularly interesting. It's a wild world out there right now, and there are lots of opportunities. So if you're in a position right now, especially where you have cash and you have liquidity and you're looking for potential investment opportunities over the next 12 to 24 months, I would highly encourage that you look to the commercial sector. And so without further ado, here's a little snippet from that video. So this all started in 2014 when banks started issuing more interest-only loans than traditional loans. And if you see this graph here, you'll notice that in 2013 and in 2014, we saw a massive surge in interest-only loans. Now, question becomes, like, why would we do that? Well, it was around this time that the recovery from 08-09 was really starting to take effect. And at the time, prices were skyrocketing. And to help investors justify buying buildings at inflated prices, was the result of that. Lenders were forced to get creative with the way that they structured the loans. And by the way, this helped REITs, this helped syndicators, this helped private equity firms, this helped every type of investment group maximize cash flow. When you look at the monthly payments on an interest-only loan versus the monthly payments on a traditional fixed rate loan, the margins are much higher on interest-only loans on a year in and year out basis. The difference is that one, you're paying down principal, the other, you're just paying the interest. And so the waterfall at the end, the equity that you really realize at that point is far less when you are structuring everything as an interest-only loan. So on paper, even though prices were going up, these interest-only loans were helping investors and investment groups justify buying these buildings because the cash flows looked amazing on paper. And if we look at this chart once again, you'll notice that from 2013-14 all the way up until about 12 to 24 months ago, the adoption rate, the amount of loans that were structured as a percentage every single year grew and grew and grew. The biggest issue that I see with all of this is that as time went on and more borrowers were structuring their loans as interest only, that effectively inflated commercial real estate prices even more by suppressing the price of the borrowed money by structuring loans in this way. And by the way, at first glance, this isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. After all, if we can improve the rate of return on the investment, as long as prices continue to go up, we should be fine, right? Well, not necessarily, because these loans are not at a fixed rate. These interest-only loans are variable, and a lot of these loans are coming due in the next 3 years. And this isn't just a little bit of debt. We're talking about $1.5 trillion of commercial debt is coming due in the next 3 years. And this is according to data collector TREP. Now, if you have a pulse, you're probably very aware about what's happened to interest rates in the last year and a half. But when these loans originated, where were the rates at? They were about half of where they are right now. And so the numbers, they made sense before with the interest rates of yesteryear. But now with the rates where they're at, a lot of these commercial properties that were bought in the last couple of years no longer make financial sense to hold on to. In fact, Fitch Ratings recently estimated that 35% of pooled securitized commercial mortgages coming due between April and December of this year won't be able to refinance. And this is based on current interest rates and the property's incomes and values. In other words, 35% of these variable mortgages that are coming due don't pencil out anymore. The owners can't refinance because the incomes being generated by these properties, the NOI, has not increased as much as the interest rates. And so the values no longer pencil out. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised, and of course I don't have any data to support this, but I wouldn't be surprised if a large percentage of these commercial properties actually had lower NOIs now than they did when the owners first bought the property. And so when the net operating income comes down, what does that do to values? The values come down. And if the rates are going up at the same time, we're refinancing at the new value. Well, we're refinancing at a new value, but the rate's higher. So then all of a sudden, all the margin's gone. And so it no longer makes sense for the seller, not only that, or rather the owner, but it no longer makes sense for the bank either. And so you have this perfect storm of events that is currently happening right now that has gotten us to this point. So that's it for the preview. If you're interested in watching the full-length video, the link is in the description box down below. Go over to that channel, watch that video, check out some of the other real estate videos that I have on that channel. Lots of cool things for people that are interested in real estate investing, that are interested in what the current state of the market is, not just here in the Bay Area, but all around the United States. So that's it for this video, everyone. I hope you got some value out of this. We will be back next week with our regularly scheduled Silicon Valley Snapshot going over August numbers. They will be in by the time I film, so I'm super excited to be going over that data with you next week. This is Danny Gould, everyone. I'm selling Silicon Valley, and I will catch all of you in the next video.